Hello everyone, this is Jim Okerzinski with your Week 10 Screencast video. So as I indicate here in the announcement, we're beginning to move away from the abstract thinking on the purpose of higher education, and we're looking towards isolating a problem to solve, and that is the goal behind discussion board number 12. I did receive an email or two about the video on discussion board 12, and that was recorded and put up just yesterday. So I'll get to that board in a minute and explain my thinking in that particular assignment. So a couple of boards this week. One is 12, discussion board number 12. We'll talk about isolating a problem in higher education. And then, of course, then discussion board 13 will look into researching and trying to acquire some information about that topic. So that's what we're at this week. In my lecture video this week, I'll talk a little bit about the outcomes on Essay 2, and we'll start looking ahead toward the end of the semester and the last unit when I'll talk about revisions. One thing I do want to point out, and I think it's indicated and even talked about in discussion board 13, is you want to start digging into the chapter about the proposal argument in our textbook. Start looking at pages roughly maybe 38 to 41 about some of the strategies and thinking in the way of determining a problem and how to just basically define the scope of a problem for higher education that you can write about. This essay, much like the last essay, has distinctive voices. You have an introduction with the thesis statement. Also, you'll have to talk about a problem, then move towards solution, and then a conclusion. So it's a distinct structure, much like Essay 2, in requiring your voices to be really focused around the purpose of the problem-solution argument. All right, and we'll talk about more of that in the lecture videos in the upcoming weeks. So one thing I want to get to is the discussion boards here. I rotate the 10 and 11 down after responses are recorded for Sunday night. But as I indicate here, I do have a video uploaded here. There's a PowerPoint, which I believe I've added to the course unit. You can want to look at that in case the video is too much to stop and play for you to do your writing exercise. However, I want to point out that the discussion board 12 is that fast writing activity, and a fast writing activity in itself is a bad writing is okay. So I want you to start getting some thoughts about a problem. Looking at the textbook might help you out a little bit, how to define the scope of a problem, what is of consequence, what is of manageable scale. In other words, can it be really kind of talked about and solved in a 1,250-word essay? And so we can move on into researching our particular topics. So it's a very good, it's about a 7-minute video, so you're going to want to take a look at that and make sure to write the discussion board based upon that activity. So here I get into using the College DuPage library in the Google site about doing some research, looking for some possible sources to help provide you with additional information and support for your proposal argument. So I ask you to take a look at writing about problems and solution in the textbook. Important that you use the textbook as a resource to read all about your strategies to be successful in this essay. Okay, it's clear that those of you who are incorporating the textbook and all the resources and writing your essays are a bit more successful than some other students in the class. So please take a look at that. That's the two discussion boards for the week. I think it's really critical that we take a look at those particular topics, defining a problem and talking about that and doing the research. Okay. If you have any questions or issues, please send me an email, and watch out for this week's lecture video, which I'll talk a little bit about the textbook. We'll get into a little bit more about writing in the problems and solutions and possible topics. And I have, once again, I have the PowerPoint for discussion board 12 is uploaded in the course unit. I believe it's in the readings and learning material section. All right. All right, so that's all I have for this week's screencast video. Good luck. Stay safe.